All right, we are back from our break, and the party has headed back down the terraces of the city. I would totally show you guys pictures of these things, but yeah, I don't have any. it,
Let's stay here for 2 months to make a map.
it is one of those things that's like my constant regret of not having any artistic talent that I can't even like sketch out some of this stuff to show you guys what I'm
So
thinking
when you
of.
say terraces, is it like we go up a series of stairs and it's on different levels?
It's usually ramps. And it's kind of like, so there's a high city and a low city and a mid city kind of thing, but rather than on
Hmm.
Brawl where it's just kind of a gentle slope, there's about 20 feet difference
Very
in
interesting.
that with a solid wall kind of thing.
Did it actually look like an anvil from space?
No, it doesn't. The planet doesn't. It's just a round flat world. Um,
Right.
but the you would have learned that the mythology of the sphere is that um, the sphere was created by Moradin hammering on his anvil, uh,
Mm.
and that created, one of his hammers he discarded here. That became
Hmm.
the hammer. One of his anvils he discarded here, and that became the anvil. And he set a giant bird to carry it through the sky. And a failed creation, something that he wasn't happy with, broke, and that is the ruin.
Right.
So, I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's the gist as a, you know, a not a member of the faith and everything like that. That's kind of what you pick up. There's a lot more nuance to it, and a lot more flourishes to the story. But that's the general gist of what you've picked up.
Yeah. Certainly sounds interesting.
And there's quite a few different dwarven clans on the anvil. There is some on the ruin as well. A little bit more gnomes there, but um, yeah, the whole sphere is kind of a dwarven and a gnomish sphere in
Right.
general. Um,
I take it the sphere is important enough to be mentioned in the Geonomicon.
it depends on the copy you have.
Right.
There's a lot of different copies, and every single one has different spheres listed, like a different selection of spheres. If you put them all, like if you could get every single copy that anyone was aware of and put them all together, you'd have to make multiple volumes.
Mm.
So you make your way back down to the ship, and along the way, you're taking in the sights and stuff like that. But you get back to your ship and find some of your crew waiting to hear back, and your guests as well. Find out what you've learned about getting Higmus brought back to life and stuff like that.
Hmm.
What do you tell them?
What do we tell the crew?
That
Um,
the high priest has promised that they will try to bring Higimus back to life.
They say
Yeah.
that they can, but whether or not he wants to is up to Ignis, I guess.
I don't see why he wouldn't want to.
He'll be brought back.
Actually,
If
can
if
you
if they can bring him back, he will be brought back. Let me put it that way.
Braxon's going to thank the crew for all their hard work. Make sure he shakes everyone's hand.
Right.
And he lets them know that there's going to be dwarves working to repair our ship. It's going to be about 10 days at least. So there'll be leave for everyone, but we'll have to work out shifts so that we've got
if
people on the
they're
board.
gonna be
So real fast, before you say that, Lafdul, on this news, the the crew that tends to do the repair work themselves.
Surely.
You see big smiles like hey, some of them started talking about, hey, I saw a tavern over there, or one may be saying, oh yeah, I was here a couple of years ago. There's a really good tavern down there. We should go visit it again. Stuff like that. So they're immediately getting excited about some shore
Or
leave
leave.
and stuff like that. Go ahead, Lafdul.
So what do we do about our prisoners? Obviously, they're going to be ransacking our ship.
They're not going to be ransacking your ship. They're going to be working on.
It's a bit awkward having prisoners in there.
It's mostly exterior damage.
Yeah, we've got a big hole in the helmsman's quarters that has been partially repaired. That needs repairing properly, and then it's just damage around the ship.
I think this is a.
We can always move them from that room to another room if anything needs doing in that room.
No, it's fine.
But I mean, hypothetically, if that room needed repairs, we just moved the prisoners.
Yeah.
I will. It sounds silly. Should I ask the orcs what they want?
Well, we're going to drop them off in an asteroid.
Yeah, I know,
probably,
but should I ask them what they want?
Or what I was going to say to you is, do we want to
they-
give them any? Do we want to give them any supplies that could help them?
So, kind of the law of the space would dictate that unless you're dropping them off on some place that clearly has plenty of natural resources that they can forage from, you would give them supplies. Yes.
Yeah, well, let's.
So we buy extra supplies.
Yeah, I don't think we should put them on somewhere where they're almost certain to die after several months. But we probably don't need to put them near a load of inhabited places. Oh, we can ask around. We can find out about those asteroids near the ruin and see if anyone lives on any of them. If any are inhabitable but uninhabited.
Dwarves will tell you that almost all of them, so far as anyone knows, are inhabitable. About half of them have vegetation and stuff like that. So far as anyone knows, like no one's done a systemic search through them, cataloging of them and stuff like that, but there are very few stories of people finding ones with no atmospheres. Very few, and generally not many of people finding them without vegetation, stuff like that. And they're usually between size A. Some are smaller than that, suitable for being made into citadels, but a lot of those have already been turned into citadels over the millennia. So it's there's different places that you could go. There's the anvil itself is fairly populous. So most of the lands are divided up into various clan holds and kingdoms and fiefs and stuff like that. But
Is
the
that a caste system?
ruin, no, there really isn't.
Yeah.
The ruin is less populated, less densely populated.
Right.
In part because it's tougher living, but it's also better mining.
Right.
So you could drop them off there, find a desolate, uninhabited portion of the planet, leave them there. You could drop them off on one of the asteroids that that has food plants and stuff like that. There's some that are a couple miles in diameter that would be plenty big enough for this group. or you could drop them off on the hammer itself.
You know what's funny? We're
Was
going to
it
be we're going to be sowing the seeds of the company of the Broken Orcs.
Yeah. Was
They
it was it
become our arch nemesis.
was it the hammer where they enslave people? I don't want to drop them there.
There are the
Fire giants.
fire giants, but you can again find desolate, uninhabited areas there too.
Yeah, there is that. Okay. Well, if we drop them there, if they cause problems and they end up enslaved, that's their problem. And if they go find the other sort of giants and sign up with them, that's up to them. But we'll put it to the vote later.
And so far as the dwarves can tell you, there are no known goblinoids on the hammer. Very few on the anvil, and a moderate few on the ruin. So there are known like if there was a dwarf who's like, I just want to go off and kill me some orcs or goblins or bugbears or something like that, they'd go to the ruin. That would be the best chance of finding them. And they would not go to the hammer because, so far as anyone knows, there are no native groups there.
Yeah.
So basically, dropping them off in the ruin would mean that they would be able to find more of their kind.
Or get themselves in trouble with dwarves and gnomes, which might get them killed. But again, that's on them. Yeah.
Hmm.
So part of it is like, you know, as good people, this is a punishment without death, you know, by your hand. If they learn from the errors of their ways, so to speak, then the idea is that you believe that they would survive, and if they don't, then they probably won't survive. Either way, it's on them.
Yeah, I think we don't know anything, but dropping them on the ruin gives them a chance to turn things around.
All right. Well, you've got 10 days to think about it, so.
Yeah.
All right. So after getting back, the dwarf who's a member of the company of the Chalice, he meets you after you've spoken to your crew, and he says, "We were planning to head back to Brawl Space after this, correct?"
That is correct. We were wondering if you wanted to check in with the company office here.
I was thinking about it, but I think I'd rather stay on board until get back to Brawl Space. It's just less to do here, if you know what I mean. I kind of getting an itch to get back into the action. I want to sign on board a company ship, and I think my best chance that would be on your route, that wouldn't take you out of your way, would be to wait until you get back to Brawl Space, if you don't mind the extra mouth.
No, we'd certainly be happy to have you with us.
And you would defend the ship if we are attacked.
Absolutely. I thank you. I thank you. He shakes your hand there, Braxon.
Braxon claps him on the back of the hand as he shakes hands.
Some short time after that, Meraldane would stop by to see you as well and say, I've checked in the port. There does not appear to be a Syndiath line office as far as I can tell. Not terribly surprising, given that this is primarily a dwarf sphere and they have very much their own ways of defending their space and things like that. I do know that there is an Imperial Navy office on another one of the outposts in another one of the cities, but if you don't mind having an extra hand aboard, I'd rather stay with you until you get back to Brawl. I can definitely get back in touch with the Syndiath line there.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. I very
Would
much
you be able
appreciate
to
it.
pull a few shifts on the helm if we need you?
Absolutely. And that night, Varadra would come see you at Braxon, and she'd kind of have an apologetic expression on her face as you see her, and she says, I'm not exactly sure how to put this, but I will be parting company with you here.
Oh,
I've enjoyed my time and seen places that I haven't seen before, but I think it is time for me to move on. There, as safe as this sphere is, there are still undead about that need to be destroyed, and there's undead elsewhere, and I don't foresee us on this ship doing much with undead anytime soon, and I have this need to destroy them now. I hope you understand.
is that you speaking or Joyan speaking?
It is me speaking, of course.
Okay, it's just Joyan seems to have a bit of an influence on us all.
Well, I mean, when someone's right, they're right.
Hmm. It's been a
We
pleasure
have-
serving with you.
We have spoken about
Braxon.
it quite often.
Braxon takes her hand and gives it a good shake. I will miss you, especially when we do encounter undead.
I can understand, but hopefully that will not be anytime soon. Otherwise, I may regret my choice. She gives kind of a cheeky smile.
Well, if you ever find a planet with undead on that has a quest on, and you have need of us, you know we have offices back on Brow. You can
I
come
will-
and seek us out.
You will
It'll
be
be
the first I contact.
It would always be a pleasure to serve with you again.
I'll hang around for a few days just to make sure that everything is ready, and but it will just be a few days.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get all your pay sorted out. Did you lose anything in the attack?
Nothing that can't be replaced. Nothing that
You sure?
yeah, nothing that my pay won't cover. Such things are expected on these trips.
That's true. But you lot have fought very bravely for us, and you've saved our lives several times.
Well, I'll be giving that opportunity to someone else now.
Mm. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be saving other people's lives.
She actually meant that she'll be giving someone else the opportunity to save your lives.
Yeah, I got it. I did say nothing.
And with that, she takes her leave of your office.
She almost died. She went to -9. Oh, I'd so like to have seen what would happen if we got the hammer.
Wow.
just
Wow.
Just out of morbid curiosity, just to see what would happen with our player characters, because we're actually playing them. So
Let me just say that someone would have had a very, very urgent need to face any undead that they encountered. Let's just, put it that way.
Mm.
So Thogus, Captain Thogus is staying up at the temple with Higimus's body.
Mhm.
The night is fairly uneventful. Dwarves have already gotten started, but they are surprisingly efficient and at not disturbing you, despite working very hard. So the next day, After,
Will Faradra inform rest of the group?
yeah, she would.
Yeah, Braxton doesn't want to get in the way of any of these.
So
Sorry.
Solas wants to make a parting gift for Faradra,
Okay.
as in writing a poem of her and Joyun's accomplishments against the undead in
Okay.
Dwarven.
Oh, do I take mistake missive?
Okay,
No,
that's
not
good
evil.
because since that was a new language, I was gonna put a penalty on that, but that is fine with that penalty. So it turned out well. And would you just hand it to her on a piece of paper, or would you actually read it to her?
I would read it to her and then hand it over to her.
Okay.
Since, of course, the poet must read it himself first.
Alright, hold on a second. Alright, so would this be just to her, or would you do this like over dinner or something like that?
Over dinner.
Okay.
And of course, I read it in Dwarven.
Right. She is noticeably blushing at the poem, and when you're done, everyone who understands it would basically agree that it was well done and evocative. Some of the dwarven crew members who hear it would, also compliment you on it, and Varadra says, that means quite a bit to me. I thank you, Solas. I
It
really
is
do
given
appreciate
in
that.
friendship.
I thank you. I thank you very much. And should you ever need aid against undead, please do not hesitate to find me.
Of course, you are the first one I will call outside the company if such need comes.
She seems quite pleased with the words as well.
And I wish you and Joyun best of luck.
We will be sure to slay some of the undead in your name.
That is the least I can hope for.
All right. So would that be over breakfast, or would you do that the night before over dinner? Kind of thing.
I would do it basically a night before she left, basically making it some sort of a going away party.
All right. Okay. So then the following day, she will, as quietly as she can, pack her things and leave. And over the next few days, you will hear that she booked passage on a ship to the ruin.
That's where we drop off some orcs. They turn into some undead orcs.
There was a rumor of some ghouls in one of the mines, and she leaped at that opportunity to go destroy them.
Oh, well. We could have gone off and done that and earned a bit of money, but never mind. I suppose we got to get back, and then we've got this pirate to hunt down.
Yeah, I mean, Ockar might not be pleased at a delay of that sort, but who knows?
But there's spells to research.
Well, I mean, you've got over a week.
Plus 2-week travel.
Yeah.
And a week to get back to Brawl.
Yeah, you got time.
To actually, I need to sell my ring here while I'm here.
Okay. Do you have
That
any?
ring that's worth. I'm selling it with some of the fortune that I got.
Okay. I mean, you have some other items. Did you have any other items that you need to sell off as well?
It's just generic
I mean,
jewelry.
the party.
Yeah.
You did say that something, some of the loot was something that we should sell in here.
Yeah, I brought half of it here. But it's just so we didn't flood the market.
Yeah, and some of that's going to the lizard people.
Alright, let me see.
Is anyone ready with that before we sell all to do something?
Okay, so I have some numbers here. If you're ready for it to be sold. You had that large dagger. Were you going to try to sell that off too?
Which one? The
The
elephant?
ceremonial dagger.
The ceremonial one that was up on the wall. That was too big to
Very-
actually be used
very
as a
fancy.
dagger. Yeah.
Hang on, wasn't that the holy symbol?
It's
Well,
not a holy symbol, it's just a ceremonial dagger.
Yeah, but isn't that like...
It is not a ceremonial dagger because it is a decoration. A ceremonial
Well,
dagger would still be used in ceremonies.
Right.
It's not a holy symbol, it was just a decoration of the temple.
I know we
Yeah,
had
but-
one thing that was dodgy.
Yeah, that was that.
So do you want to hold off on
This-
selling that?
Where are we dropping off the orcs? We're dropping off them at the ruin.
We're not going to shops, but wasn't that thing a Durgar weapon or something?
Yeah, that's why he's asking about it.
It's not a weapon, it's just a decoration.
I was thinking
Well-
we could sell it to the area on the fire giants, but I don't know where we're dropping off the orcs.
We're going to drop them on the ruin because they've got the
Alright,
best
so-
chance here. We're giving them a chance to be rehabilitated.
If we're going to Crinspace, sell the dagger in Crinspace. They'll have no connection with it now.
That's a very
objections
good
to
idea.
Alright, any objections to that?
Plus, it doesn't raise questions here.
Okay.
Unless there's a museum that's really interested.
I'm
in it,
hearing
we'll
no
look out.
objections. I'm hearing no objections. So,
Yeah, let's
Okay.
hang on to it.
all right. And do you want to sell off all the other gems, jewelry, that sort of thing?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So, selling off all of that, you will get. Let me put these two numbers together. Give me a second. $55,752 gold pieces.
55,702.
752.
Yep.
752.
And
you
and
wanted-
hold on real fast. This is only stuff from the Citadel. This is not stuff from the Illithid vessel.
Yeah, the Citadel stuff, we've still got to split again, haven't we? Or not?
Yeah, you'll have to split this number based on how much you promised the Lizardmen and but
Is that
the
cool
stuff
too?
from the Illithids, you don't.
Yeah.
But this is not
Um,
including the stuff from the Illithids.
Veradra
that's
would have been
just-
getting some of this.
So some of this would be sold off beforehand, before she leaves and stuff like that. So.
Hmm.
So you can just go ahead and calculate that out and then deliver the amounts to the individual players then.
Am I able to sell my ring that I've been holding on to for like God knows how long?
Yes. How much is it worth? Do you want to say out loud or do you want to PM me?
It's worth $5,000.
Okay. So you can sell that for 3,400.
That's a big markdown.
Yeah, that's the price you pay for selling it elsewhere and not getting asked questions about it.
Well, and also just the fact that anyone who buys it from you is probably going to need to sell it themselves.
Hmm.
And if it's worth that much, that's the most it's going to be sold for.
No, I'm fine with that. It's... I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fair
at
enough.
a point where I'm enchanting it or anything, so...
Well, there's always a risk with someone having something like that they might get it robbed. So if you've got a merchant that's buying loads of rings that are worth large amounts of money, they need to make profit to cover various losses.
Did you also want to sell off stuff that you got from the Illithid vessel?
If we're ready on that.
I can be ready on that pretty quick.
There was... Well... There's some stuff we know that's not magical that we're a bit selling.
Yeah, I mean, like the gems and jewelry.
Yeah.
I think we can sell the gems and jewelry
Yeah, I guess.
that are not obviously used on magic as magical ingredients.
No.
I mean, just about
Ring.
every single gemstone has some sort of use.
Yeah, but I don't remember if there was anything that we currently are using in spells.
No, we can usually buy them as well.
Yeah.
There's pouches of gemstones. I mean, these are all gems I should be adding to my appraisal of the spell. Well, I would have done.
It's up to you if you care about that right now.
I do. Because okay, go over it with you after, or...
Yeah, we can go over it afterwards. That's fine. Let's see.
It's just so I'm adding to my list of like known appraisals
Good.
and stuff.
We can get caught up on stuff, and Finn can get some money.
Yeah, it's
While
part
we're here, Finn needs to go, like, hug some trees or whatever he does.
Yeah, for Finn, there's plenty of wilderness outside of the city if you want to spend some time out there.
Oh,
Definitely.
Okay.
I just realised something we've completely overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, entirely overlooked, and it was rather special to a certain player. I wonder if that player realises. I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I'll say who it is. I just wonder if they
Are
realise.
you talking about me or somebody else?
Oh, yes, I am, actually. I was actually a bit surprised that you said that. No, because you were supposed to be have a memory. Oh, no, you're not in space, are you? Damn it. Oh, you need to find a priestess here.
Are you talking about him
Getting
investigating his quest?
No,
Oh, yes! Yes!
He can't get it. He's got no access, has he?
I don't have spells yet.
Oh,
Well, hang on. There must
Yeah.
be... Well, there might be a temple of... There's no temple of your nature.
Old said last time that
it would be automatic.
Hang on.
Tyr isn't worshipped here.
Yeah,
So
Tyr
hang
isn't
on.
worshipped here.
There might be a visiting priest of Tyr who's cast contact home power spell that you could talk to.
That wouldn't be enough.
Maybe not, but he could still talk to them.
You could. It wouldn't be enough to get spells.
I mean, we get a priestess here. I give him my gate spell. He creates a gate between his plane of existence. There you go. You've got a
You're
one-on-one
determined
with
to
your
use-
deity.
You're determined to use this gate spell. You do realise
Not,
we'll end up
not
playing
just
a
that.
Ravenloft campaign.
He is determined to use this in the weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I love weird. I love
I'm a
weird.
mischiefmaker.
I'm not going along with this insanity.
Next
You're not?
No.
next week
But it's
we'll be
fun.
playing a Viking-inspired Ravenloft campaign for the next 2 years while we work out how to escape.
You know, it's interesting that they never actually made a Viking-inspired Ravenloft campaign. Anyway, so
Neither of these ideas.
real fast. So the Illithid's gems and jewelry. You can sell that for...
Wait, was the dagger magical? The one that had the funny grip?
No. It is not. You can sell all of his gems and jewelry for 11,315 gold pieces.
That's for
I go-
everybody, isn't it? Not just for Lafdul.
I'm sorry. That's the illithid stuff. That's
Okay.
for everyone. That's the party.
Yeah, I was just holding on to a ring when we did that quest for my thieves guild. With the fox lady and all that, I was given a ring. I sold off. I had it
Yeah.
for like an adventure and a half.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah, you had a question?
Yeah, it was for Solas. You're an expert of meads and stuff, aren't you?
You mean brewing?
Well, specifically mead because it's made out of honey.
Well, somewhat.
Do you think they would have a brewery around here and they would tell us where they would source their honey from? I mean, we need to get giant honeys from somewhere.
Well, if they have giant bee honey here, that might be possibility, but well,
I
we
mean,
could
dwarves
try
love
have
their mead and beer. So.
Yeah, but they might not use giant honeybee. They might just use just honeybee.
I mean, you can go ask. There's no harm in
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, we can go ask.
Yeah, so
Okay.
spend like
So,
day.
Lafdul and Solas, one day during your 10 days, go look around for a brew house that brews mead.
Mm-hmm.
Approach one of the dwarven workers there who directs you to kind of a plant manager, so to speak. He wipes his hands off as you approach. Elf and a half-elf, don't get you visiting very often. What can I do for you? We got some fine mead if you like it.
Well, that sounds really delicious, but and I will most likely take that offer into heart. But we were wondering if you use giant bee honey in your mead.
No, unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with what kind of brew that would get. Just have normal honeybees around here.
Unfortunate. We are looking specifically for a giant bee honey since it's of use for us. But do you know if anyone else uses giant bee honey in Hammer or Anvil?
Not offhand, but probably your best bet would be to find it on the hammer. There's quite a few large creatures there.
Yeah, there's giants there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
that's true. Now then, you mentioned about
you might even be able
some
to.
good mead.
He actually kind of interrupts you and says, "You might even be able to commission someone down at the docks to go on a trip there and harvest some. It'd probably take quite a few warriors to make sure that those collecting the honey aren't stung to death, but it's probably your best bet."
Can it be done within a week?
Gosh, you'd have to talk to them.
Well, thank you for the info. Now, then the mead you mentioned that you have.
Yes. We've got a few different flavors. We put in various different plant extracts. He kind of goes over a few different varieties that would have different tastes.
Solas will start talking about different techniques in brewing mead.
He is definitely resistant to talk about all of the ways that he does it. He seems more interested in actually selling something to you. Give me a second. I'm going to look to see if there's a price for mead in the player's handbook.
Mead's generally more expensive than ale, isn't it? In D&D.
I honestly could not tell you, which is why I'm going to look it up.
It seems it's harder to harvest.
You know, if you two are that keen on getting giant honey,
It's a coincidence. I thought, he's a brewer, dwarves. Maybe there's a meadery. Bees.
Yeah.
Giant bees, maybe?
I know. If you're that keen on getting giant honey, giant bee honey, and it's going to take a week for the blade to be repaired, the hilt has no damage. We could always fly to the other planet and have a fight with some bees, and come
I-
back.
Still think I want to fight bees.
Why not?
Not the bees.
Why not? I
I don't want to learn if I secretly have a bee allergy I never knew about.
I could
You're a
try out
paladin.
my man catcher. See,
But the thing is, Ockar, we need the giant bee honey and giant beehive wax.
Yeah, for our healing scrolls.
Ah.
well,
Those are ingredients needed for the spell ink for the scrolls.
Well, we
okay.
can always hire some people to do it for us.
Do you have spells that make bees go dormant?
Solas, mate.
Can you make them go to sleep, for example?
Possibly.
Well, if we went there and we knocked out some bees without killing them, and then took some honey and wax, you say? I don't know where we get the wax from. But if we took some honey and wax, and then
Wax comes from the beehive.
okay, but we could leave them a couple of bags of sugar or something.
Wow.
I think there is possibility that the
We're
giants
not taking-
actually keep these giant bees themselves. Like
Yeah,
for-
or you go looking for a beekeeper. You look for a giant that's beekeeper.
All right, so real
I don't-
fast.
I don't know what lethal logic you're going for here.
Not the price.
So yes, the price. You can get casks of mead for 6 gold pieces.
How much is in one cask?
I honestly have no idea.
If these are like hand casts, probably like
So there's a hand keg, which is 25 silver pieces, which would probably just have a few cups worth. Let me see if there is a thing. I'm not seeing actual amounts that are in those. I mean, it's a cask. It's not a barrel, and it's not something bigger than that. So it's the kind of thing that probably an inn would go through in a night. So it would last you. It would probably last you a few weeks if you are reasonable in your ingestion.
It was 6 gold pieces.
Yes, 6 gold pieces.
I will buy myself 4 casks.
Okay. Are you going to get different flavors?
Of course.
Okay. Okay.
So
never
that's
took you for an
25
alcoholic.
4 gold pieces.
Leva is sort of listening to this and thinking to himself,
Leva, you're not there.
I'm not.
Nope.
But I can see when he rolls the barrels in, then
Yeah, you could see him. You could see him arrive with the barrels.
so she'll say, not in the library.
It's
I
for
mean,
spell
I'm not
research.
be drinking them in one go. That would be waste of good stuff.
Would it? You'd have a good night.
Yeah, but you tend to lose the taste after a while.
Yeah, but you might be inspired. Call
Is
it a
Solas,
psychedelic dream.
is Solas planning to open a pub
No,
to run a side business and
no.
sell mead to our sailors?
Ogma's Drunken Library.
Why would
There's probably a market for that.
I sell this when I can drink it with good friends?
Ogun sees you wheeling some on and says, "Ah, mead, good choice."
Yes, mead is quite nice. I would make some of my own, but unfortunately we don't have the space for such facilities on this ship.
I can see how that would be a problem. Nevertheless, you have some now, and that is the important thing, right?
Of course.
If Braxton's nearby, he'll say, "How much area do you need for a still? And what can we make alcohol out of?"
How are you going to run it in the Flodgeton?
we can make alcohol from quite a number of things, but
Once it's been made, you just store it.
Just about
Yeah.
anything will make alcohol.
space
Well, you
space
saw that.
space required to make any decent number would be too much for our current situation.
Well,
I
maybe we
I
can
could
have.
set up one still in or brewery in the asteroid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's something I could do.
That will stink the whole ship up.
Of
Then
course,
we
if we
against that.
Should be
If we,
pissed off we get drunk at the same time. It's this is terrible, glug glug. This is absolutely awful, glug 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 glug.
of course, if we were to trade asteroids with the lizard people, we'd have
Oh,
even more
God.
room for stills. You could have a wine rack.
You could actually
For a
stay on
couple
the
of floors.
on. You could stay on the asteroid and look after the still there.
I see the price of giant ink for squids at 35, but I don't see the one for octopus.
They'll be basically the same thing.
35 gold. Is it 35 gold here if I buy some? Is there any around?
Do you want to go visit some alchemist shops and stuff like that?
Yeah. Do you want me to get you some, or are you coming along?
Get me some. I will inquire about if the hammer has some giant bees.
No. If you're getting a commission, I'll pay half as well.
Mhm.
Alright, I go off and get some giant squid and giant octopus. I make sure I
Yeah, you guys have some weird spell components.
Yeah, that's what you're going to be doing soon.
No, he isn't.
Well, he's going to be using them.
All right.
Braxon's.
So
Brax.
I don't
Sorry.
think I get anything with any weird components on level 1.
But you can
Level
use the
two,
scroll
you
we
will.
make.
no,
Well,
he can't use scrolls.
He can't use the scrolls. I was
Oh, he
just. Does he get access to divination?
I do get access to divination,
And you'll get augury.
but
Yeah.
but I'd have to pick that as my one spell a day.
And that's at second level anyway, so that's a ways
Yeah,
off.
2 more levels.
But
Alright,
yeah,
no, so
Solas is going to inquire on the docks if the harbor master knows about if the hammer does have giant bees.
Well, I mean, they got giant everything, so it wouldn't surprise me, but don't know for sure.
So you haven't heard if any traders that bring giant bee honey.
No, but you'd probably be best off asking at an apothecary shop or an alchemist's, because that they usually have their own special order, conversations, and don't usually interact with that too much.
I see.
So you go visit an apothecary or alchemist shop.
I will go visit apothecary.
All right. Anyone else going with them?
yeah, I'll
Solas?
be going with them because obviously it's
Never
relevant
wants
to me.
to buy some holy water.
Okay.
Oh, do we have to do our spell thing? Spell component thing?
Yes,
Yes, you
probably.
do. Yes, you do. Leva, did you want to... You did want to figure out what the Oil of Timelessness was, and you've been working on it for a few days leading up to
Yes.
arriving here. So,
Yes.
about 4 days after arriving, you would figure out the a recipe for Oil of Timelessness.
Oh, nice. What do I need for it?
So that has used up the rest of the Oil of Timelessness that you have. And unfortunately, you've gotten the recipe, but you also have learned that priests need to do it.
Oh dear.
So, can she pass the recipe on
You
to
can.
the priest?
You can.
So
And specifically, it's priests with access to the time sphere.
Right. So,
So,
she passes that on
Finnel.
she passes that on to Lafdul and to
No,
Solas.
it's just Finnel.
It's just Finnel.
Who can't do it yet
Yeah.
anyway, but You can
Yeah.
still.
Does
you
she
can,
actually know that, or does she
no, you
just
don't.
pass
You
it to
don't.
all the
You,
people?
you,
that,
you can just pass it on. I mean, you get the you get the recipe, so I'm ready to give it to you guys.
Okay.
Well, it's only
Here you
Finnel'ar
go.
that can
I
do it.
can't even use it, but here you go, because I'm a nice person.
So it was oil of timelessness.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
there any point in me and Solas even writing it down if we can't make
Yeah.
it?
Well, I mean, someone needs to write it down.
Yeah.
Could we commission someone to do it for us?
Yeah. If you get them all the ingredients and you pay them.
So
This recipe that Leva's figured out, is this something she could sell to people or trade when she wants to learn spells and stuff?
You trade recipes.
You can trade recipes, but at the same time, like, if you're charging too much for it, someone will just go off and figure it out on their own.
Oh yeah, I understand that. I just mean that sometimes she needs favors from people. Is this something it would be worth her hanging on to?
I mean, it's worth hanging on to. Now, keep in mind that you can only, like, your library only has enough. Based on the level, you can have a certain number of potion recipes available in your library.
So far, that's the first one.
Yeah.
There will be more to come, but for the moment, that's the first one.
Well, and you were thinking about a potion of giant strength.
Yes.
All right, so
do the recipe.
so the recipe requires nectar from a chrono lily,
Nectar from Chrono Lily.
rendered fat from the flesh of a 100-year-old tortoise,
Mm-hmm.
Greenpeace wouldn't be happy with that.
and powdered amber.
How much powdered amber?
100 gold
Just
pieces
some.
worth.
Could we have used
Is that
dragon turtle instead of tortoise?
Your best bet would be actually to try it. So
Right.
Is that the whole recipe?
that is the whole recipe.
Okay.
It still takes time and money to actually brew it and stuff like that, though.
I guess the hardest thing to gather would be the Chrono Lily nectar. Since I think those might be really rare.
And like scroll inks, you can sometimes try to find substitution ingredients too.
Mhm. Oil from a 100-year-old grandfather clock.
Maybe. Silly question. Is there a distinction between turtle and tortoise?
Maybe.
Alright.
I mean, they are different animals.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, right.
Sheesh, my generic spell component cost is quite heavy.
Because you're a multi-class.
It's over 100 gold pieces already.
Now, this is also covering like laboratory ingredients, research materials, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, all three of you, Finn, do you also want to visit the apothecary?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you find your way to a local apothecary shop. You are greeted as you enter by a white-haired gnome with thick spectacles. Greets you as you enter. Welcome, welcome. What can I do for you today?
Greetings, good shopkeeper. I was wondering if you have to sell or know where to get some giant bee honey and giant bee wax.
Let's see. Let me see. He starts looking over his shelves. And he says, do have a jar here of giant bee honey. It's 2 ounces worth. I do not have any giant bee wax, however.
That's a pity.
I do believe that I have heard that it can be found on the hammer. Although I do not know where. I haven't had much call for it lately.
How much would that giant bee honey be?
Give me just a second. I'm checking something. Helps if I check the right book. Okay.
I'm good at checking the wrong books.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it funny how that works? Let's see.
Do we know how much we actually need as well?
Yeah, basically an ounce per brew kind of thing.
And this was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you saw a price for giant bee honey?
Eh? Oh, no, I saw giant, hang on, I can look. Giant bee.
No, the price for normal,
No,
not
only
giant.
normal.
You saw for normal?
Yeah, only normal. Beeswax is 2 silver piece.
Normal honey in the player's handbook on daily food and lodging is 5 silver pieces.
Yeah, it would be a lot.
I'm
more,
looking in spells and magic for components. It's got honey and honeycomb. 8 silver pieces for honey.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Let's see. That is going to be...
Oh, it's perishable.
It keeps for a really long time.
Yeah, I'll say I've had honey in the cupboard for like years. Still been usable.
Yeah, but it will eventually go
Doesn't
bad.
taste as good, but it's still edible.
I would say that you could probably keep it for a year before it's like the sugar is crystallized or something like that, and like it would still be usable as a food item, but it wouldn't be usable as for what you need. All right, so that does not actually say that. Okay, so I will say. Oh, so he says, this jar it sells for 15 gold pieces.
Are we splitting this or what? Are you having that?
I think we can split it so each of us can make scrolls.
Oh, it's 15, 7.5.
It would be 7.5.
Oh, what's the easy way of doing that? Was it 7 gold, 5 silver, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 50 copper. Or 10 copper and 4 silver.
Are you just showing
Or
off?
750 copper. Yeah, 750 copper.
Does this come in a container? What? Sorry,
It's in
ceramic?
a jar. It's in a jar.
Ceramic?
Yeah.
Ceramic jar. I'm just gonna have to add this to my safe. This should be like we should write this in our library when we do a combined library thing.
I'm gonna say that generally, like the containers would probably not be usable afterwards, just because
Yeah, it's fine. It's just
that's getting a little bit too much.
I've got so many containers. Actually, out of curiosity, how viscous is my mind flayer blood? Is it like wasted at this point, or
No.
same with the ichor?
No, that'll keep for a little while.
Because I've got like 4 weeks worth of traveling.
Well, I mean, you might want to use it up soon if you can.
Yeah, I might just sell a container of both, just one. Just to see. Oh, well, I see how much I can get for it, just out of curiosity. No, tell me. You probably don't even know the number for it. So I don't think there is a.
How about we
price.
wait until
Yeah, it's fine.
you've at least purchased what you want first? How's that?
Yeah.
Does he have willow bark tea?
Yes, willow bark. I've got a wide selection of that. I don't have it in a tea form. You'd have to make that yourself. But I've got plenty of willow bark.
Well, I'll buy the amount of willow bark I will need for the quill.
Okay. Willow bark is not particularly perishable.
Mhm.
So you can get a lot of it, and he sells it in a large amount because it's easy to come by and pretty common.
How much do you need for one quill?
Not a whole lot.
It's just the Pegasus feather steep.
Well, I will
So
buy.
so he so here's the way that it'll work. You buy he's got a container full of willow bark. It's not tea form. You got to make that yourself. If you need to do it in any,
you shred it up.
But you can use this in anything that requires willow bark. And now that you've purchased it, resupplying this jar will just be part of your normal, return to your spell component thing. Yeah, because it's just willow bark. However, getting the container in the first place, that will run you 5 gold pieces.
Okay, I will buy it.
Shall we just give you 2.5? So you just split everything we do. We both benefit from this.
I mean, Leva might benefit, and Solas might benefit from this too.
You got to split it 3 ways, huh? I will pay for half. It's fine.
Yeah, I will pay half. Does he have half-thorn branches?
Yes, I have some of that too. It's not as much call for that as the willow bark, but we do have some of that. That will run. Oh yeah, there's bark willow. That will run 6 gold pieces, and again, like the willow bark, it's
go for free.
replenishing that will be part of your spell component thing.
Okay. Then let's see.
I'm just highlighting mine in green on the list at the moment. Other than
does he sell bloodstone?
Does he sell what? I'm sorry.
Bloodstone.
He does not have a big selection of gems.
Okay.
Wait, was those half-elven branches were they powdered, or you gotta do that?
You have to do that yourself.
We need to boil them, dry them, and then powder them.
Yeah, I mean, was it already?
But yes, you have to do that yourself.
That's fine.
Yeah, they stay best in the branch form, basically.
Really?
Well, if he doesn't sell a bloodstone, then I will ask if he sell willow gall. No, willow gallnuts basically need to be harvested myself since they are after spring rain.
Yeah. One of the things is that if something needs
specific condition.
If it needs specific conditions, you can commission people to get them. It's unlikely that anyone is going to carry that. You can commission, but at the same time, you need to be really sure that they're not going to try to cheat you.
Yeah. Then I will want to buy water lily nectar and acacia gum.
Okay. So the acacia gum is going to be already in your spell component stuff.
Okay.
That is pretty standard.
Mine, no.
That is pretty. It's pretty standard for a
spell component.
Well, It's fairly standard as a spell component, but it's also very standard as just a general laboratory ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
And water lily, let me see.
What, the water lily nectar for neutralized poison?
Yeah. I'm basically buying every ingredient that I can that is not too fast, perishing too fast.
And this is an apothecary. They might have odds and ends. They might have like powdered ox stung, and
They might.
but don't know about the elven cat whiskers here.
I mean, it can't hurt to ask.
Hang on, would I know the difference?
That's a question. Like, would you be able to
I-
identify that or not? That's something that you will have to wonder about, figure out, or something like that.
Well, I came from Everme. If there's bound to be cats, elven cats there, I know they talk and stuff.
A
Be
whisker is a whisker,
reasonably-
though.
Yeah.
All right. So the water lily nectar, he does not have, but he could order some.
How
Commission
long
time?
will it take?
Weeks.
Weeks.
That's too long, so no. I will have to get it from somewhere else then.
All
right. See if there is anything else that buy from him. I doubt he sells fat from beholder, rendered from beholder tongue.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Ah, that's an interesting one. No, unfortunately, I don't. Tongues can be pretty hard to come by for beholders if you...
Yeah, I understand that. What about fish oil from monkfish?
That is also an unusual one. Let me see. Nope, I do not. I could order that as well, but it would take a few weeks like the others.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are only here a bit over a week, so... sap from 400-year-old oak tree.
Yeah. 100 or 400.
400.
Nope. Unfortunately, I do not have any of that.
Unfortunate. Though 400-year-old oaks are quite rare.
Our druid would be able to identify a plant with perfect accuracy, would know exactly how the tree would be, surely.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have a nectar from chrono lily?
No, I have never even heard of a chrono lily. That, someone more knowledgeable than me is going to have to help you with that one.
Is this where we get our octopus ink, or would I have already bought that elsewhere?
Yeah, you can get that. You can get that here.
Because I only saw the... Yeah, well, it's 35 gold for each container.
And that's per ounce, basically.
Yeah.
1 ounce per scroll.
I'm buying... How many ounces does he have? I'd buy 5, but...
Yeah, he is 5.
If I'm...
He is 5.
I'll buy 2. Do you want the 3?
Yeah.
What is it? 35 each.
Was it 1 ounce of the ink for 1 scroll?
Yeah.
Or 1 casting, since you can have multiple castings
It's,
of
for
same
1
spell.
spell.
Yeah, 1 spell. I doubt he sells feathers.
I have a variety of feathers. What feathers are you looking for? You're always in need for writing.
Well, I would need dove feathers.
Yeah, I've got a selection of dove feathers here.
Pegasus feathers.
That I do not have any of. Those are a little bit harder to come by in this sphere.
Yeah, I understand. feather of a winged serpent.
No, don't see too many of those around here.
Feather of a living giant owl.
No, and even if I had a giant owl feather, I couldn't guarantee that it was from a live one.
Well, I will buy some dove feathers.
Alright, you can buy 10 of them.
Yeah, I will buy 10.
And those will come out to 1 copper piece each.
Am I allowed 5 of them?
Yeah, you can have 5 of them.
I'll remove 5 copper.
I can pay it.
Oh, you insisting?
Well, I think that's all the things we need to buy from him, since AuldDragon we can get from elsewhere.
Oh, see, I'm going to have to redo my
Well-
sheet and have an ingredient and how much of a quantity I have of the ingredient.
Do you have holy water?
No, I do
temple.
not carry holy water, but there are the temples up in the high city that you can usually get that from.
Okay.
Is there anything else that I can help you with?
This was plenty, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your patronage. Finn, did you want anything?
No, I'm just kind of browsing in general.
Okay. Alright, Lafdul, did you want to try to sell anything?
So, yeah, I'll see if I can sell 1 thing of Mindflayer Ichor. I just want to see how much I can get for it. I don't know if I'd actually sell it, but I am interested in getting an idea for its value.
I'd be interested in buying some of that, but, I mean, if you're just looking for a price, I'm not going to, I'm not gonna, unless you're willing to commit to selling it, I'm not interested in giving you a price. I mean, if you have a price that you're asking.
Now, I have, in all honesty, I have no idea how much this is worth. I'm being completely upfront, and I've purchased stuff off you, and I mean, I've got a few containers of it. The odds are I'm probably going to sell 1 to you.
You could always.
I'm seeing if I can appeal to his. Yeah, I'm trying to do the equivalent of like a Christmas run. I don't know.
You could always pay him to tell you how much it's worth.
See, I could sell.
You pay him 15 gold pieces, and he says that it's worth. He pays 15 gold pieces for you. For it.
I will sell him 1 thing of blood and 1 thing of ichor. Never lose 2 containers out of this.
So hang on, are you gradually going to sell those lithids over the next next few
No,
plots
I
we
just no idea how much they were worth, and it's the fact that I can't use all of it up.
Right.
Alright, well, I'll give you 20 gold pieces each.
Alright, I sell 1 of both.
Okay.
Ichor and blood, 20 each. I think I'm being scammed here. Man.
You realise.
So again, keep in mind that he would then need to resell this.
Yeah.
And he
Plus
needs to make a
also-
profit.
Plus, also, it's possible that the NPC doesn't know how much it's worth.
I mean, it's worth as much
Yeah.
as he can get
Let's.
for it.
Yeah, but let's suppose, for argument's sake, it was worth 100 gold pieces. This trader might buy it at 20 gold pieces and sell it for 40 gold pieces, and think he's done a good deal, and he hasn't.
Yeah, no, I'm going on a leap of faith. So I bought stuff off him. I'd hope you do the same.
You realise that when you go to do something, you're going to need 40 vials of this stuff, and you're going to have 39.
Yeah, well, I'm selling two metal
I,
vials.
I think he will have quite a bit of ingredients for with those vials.
Yeah, we're going to be running around after illithids trying to siphon a bit of stuff out of them.
Considering that for scrolls he needs only about ounce of blood or ichor, if that is part of the ingredients.
That's true.
So for the gems, you can basically just go to a gem shop or a jewelist's and get the ones that you want of the appropriate value.
I will go and buy some, even though I can't yet do anything with them.
Okay.
But I still will buy myself few bloodstones that are 10 gold piece worth, and also will buy 1 blue stone worth of 100 gold pieces.
Okay. Leva, if you want to buy holy water up at the temples, they're selling it for 25 gold a vial.
As usual, yes, she would like four of them.
No, I want to know how much it is to replace a porcelain jar.
How much it is
Just-
to replace a porcelain jar?
Yeah, because I see I'm selling it with the container, so I still want to delete off my character sheet if I see a pair of gold.
I'm fine with you saying that you then go and purchase a replacement for each of those, and just wrap that up into the cost. You know, maybe you negotiated with him a little bit and got a few extra
that's fine.
silvers out of it. Okay. Any other things that people want to do in the 10 days while they're waiting for the ship to get repaired?
Finn would like to go visit some mountain slopes nearby.
Okay.
I will try.
Oh, hold on. Finn, it's very easy to do. This is a pretty mountainous region. Is there a specific time that you want to do this at?
No specific time.
Okay.
Probably during the day. But
Alright.
he wants to search for ingredients for Deathmock.
Okay, let me get that up on my sheet. Give me just a second. Okay, so these are wooded slopes with mostly, pines, but there's also plenty of open spaces and stuff like that. What do you need to roll to do your check to find it?
Herbalism check, and the overall will be a -4.
Okay.
And my wisdom is 11.
Looks like a -3.
Yeah, but I also have an additional -1 for the herbalism check.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If Finn tells Braxon that he's going there, Braxon, can you look out for any plants that might be useful for growing on our ship?
Or asteroid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can do that. He can look for a couple saplings and things like that while he's there. That 5 is definitely a success.
Yep. All right, so I'll say that. Would you spend like a whole day?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so you find. I'm getting some background noise from someone, by the way. You find a good supply, and so that's going to be, let's say, 5 doses.
And I'll bring back some saplings to plant on the asteroid.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you say about the gemstones? We're able to get them here from.
Yeah, I
so
bought
I can
10 bloodstones and 1 blue stone.
10 bloodstones.
No, not 10. I meant 3 10 gold pieces.
Free. Yeah, you got 5 dove feathers. that you want 5?
I'm not in a hurry to max out everything. Since
No,
I
but
will need my
it's-
icon to actually
Yeah,
create these scrolls.
I'm just matching it to the feathers. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to get the one blood.
I would say also that if you spent an additional day each, Finn, you could find the ingredients for winter salve and Nevermind if you want.
Okay. Well, might as well do that.
Okay.
Finn was never seen again.
With the additional checks, of course.
So first for the winter salve.
Okay, you found that. That will be 4 applications.
Okay. Down quick. Who's the other one you said?
Nevermind, it's on the same page.
Okay, never mind. That didn't work.
Yeah,
Couldn't
unfortunately.
find those.
Yeah, unfortunately, the you do not see the herbs that requires. Do you have access to the spell Call Upon Faith?
Summoning. You would have.
I should have it, yeah.
Because that will aid you in preparation of those things. It's not going to aid you in finding because that takes too long.
Yep.
But I will say that it would aid you in preparation.
Okay. Yes, I do have it.
Okay.
I will visit also one alchemist shop if just to see if they sell giant bee wax.
You already did. That's where you visited.
There isn't any other.
Not really. No.
Okay, then.
How?
Then I will spend the downtime casting different protective spells and trying to figure out how does that one ring improve them.
Okay.
Basically,
you had a question?
sparring at the same time.
How long does a prepared quill last?
Depends on the quill.
That feather if it's washed in blood. Start degrading, I suppose. It would get hard, brittle. It dries out.
It's
I just say I have it prepared. That's all. Well, not prepared. I have the ingredients for it. That's all. Because it's washed in the blood of a wounded person.
yeah. I mean, they would last a few weeks at least, but they can only be used for one spell anyway. So
I have almost all the ingredients for one spell. Cure Light Scroll.
Woohoo!
I just need to sit from bunches who saved a life, but that person seems to have left our company.
Well,
Sigamus is still.
I think if we get attacked, you can and our crew member get injured, downed, you can use a healing check to save them and basically get the bandages from those.
You have to specify that you're keeping the bandages, because otherwise,
Yeah.
my assumption is that they get cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
I can try my hand at some Cure Light Scrolls. Well, one.
And it does require someone to have gone into negative hit points.
Yeah.
So, Lafdul, do you want all the people doing healing to save
No, it's
bandages
just
and give them to
something.
you?
It's not every time.
something I know when I do the healing checks on people. It's just something I can just casually gather.
And the thing
Okay.
is, like, if you're telling someone else save the bandages, then you're not necessarily knowing if they saved the bandages from someone who is actually saved from death or just badly injured.
When I save someone's life, I can say I'm looking after them, and then I can
Right.
just rob them of the bandages. Yeah, I'll clean
Got
the
you.
bandages, give you some new ones now. I'm keeping these.
So hang on, you're going to save someone's life and then pickpocket their bandages.
No, I'm going to
You
change
realise
their
it-
bandages, and I'm not going to clean these.
You do
You
realise
just say,
if you...
"Give me your bandages. I'm going to throw them away and pack them and go walk away
No,
with
I
them."
was going to say, if he saves someone's life and then steals the bandages, he has to use that bandage as a holy symbol for the next couple of weeks.
He can steal something
No,
else.
no. He's going to
You want-
stink so much and nobody.
All right, so early on the 10 days, a messenger arrives from the Temple of Dumathoin to
Mhm.
inform you that your companion Higamus has been returned to life
Yay!
successfully.
Yay!
It's like, oh my god, you guys.
So are you going to head up to the temple to see him?
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. Sure.
I like the way
Gonna
that
be-
was a question.
Braxon's going to be trying to put both his boots on at the same time.
I mean, I'm asking because no one said, all right, well, we're going up there right now, kind of thing. So, you know.
Yeah,
of course,
Braxton's going to be all ready to go.
Solas is going there.
Leroy's
Alright.
I mean,
on
Braxton
her
was
way
going to do
already.
some other stuff, but he'll drop all that.
Yeah, Leroy's already on her way.
Yeah, Lafdul's on this way.
Yeah, I think I'll head up too.
So you
Finn
make
was-
your way up to the temple, and you are conducted into what ends up being kind of a infirmary recovery area for those that they heal up and stuff like that. And you see Higamus there, apparently pouring some soda for himself or something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was me. I genuinely thought I was. Yeah, no, it's a celebration. Come on.
I figured as
Hang
much.
on. Wait, Higamus's tea machine isn't up here.
If you must know, it was Dr. Pepper, but yeah.
Right, carry on.
And he is he's actually on his feet already. Is-
Braxton runs up and gives him a
Hold
big hug.
on, let me tell you what he's doing.
He's undead.
He is speaking with the other GIF there, including Captain Thogus, as you enter. Now, Braxton, you can do what you were saying.
Okay, he'll run up and salute him then.
Then jump into his arms and
Yeah.
Ah, Leroy's going to do that.
You're not going to run up and hide behind him?
Yes.
He breaks out in a big grin as you arrive, and he lets out a booming greeting. There's a bit of you're back and forth, making sure that he's actually feeling okay and everything like that. I mean, he was dead for quite a number of days.
Solas gives him a friendly pat on the back and says, "Good to have you back."
1 point of damage, falls unconscious.
Braxton shakes his hand and gives him half a hug.
Actually,
And then
no, he's
says-
full life.
You need to stop dying.
I've actually been thinking about that. Given that this has happened twice now, and one time in pursuit of this artifact, I think it is time for a change. I think, at least for the time being, I will be staying here. There is an illithid vessel out there. It may attack. If it doesn't, the dwarves may want to hunt it down. That's certainly what I'm going to be advocating. But I think I will be taking my leave of the Company of the Broken Sword now.
Oh.
I think that I need to do something else. And these dwarves need my help, I think. Protecting this artifact from the Illithids. And if nothing else, it will give me an opportunity to die in a glorious way rather than being squashed to death by a four-armed flow freak.
Or being pummeled to death. As a rhino.
Yeah, or that.
But you had intervention from a deity. You know.
It's...
No one rarely gets out.
You've had interventions from 2 deities.
Well, technically only one, but this was just a pre-spell.
Yeah.
I don't really like leaving you in the lurch, but it's just something that I feel I have to do now.
It's not the first time you've left us.
I know that you will lead the company well, Braxon, as the new captain of the Blade and the Hilt. But yeah, I just feel like this is something that I need to do now.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I've been thinking about it since I woke back up. And I'll have Captain Thogus with me here, who is a much better gift than I. I have a lot to learn from him. And staying here with the dwarves, I may have an opportunity to learn some of their skill at metalsmithing. And make that gun that I want.
That's true.
I would not feel good asking them now for it when they have returned me to life.
Yeah.
It is sad to see you go, my friend, but remember that you are always welcome with us.
Yeah, it won't be the same without you.
And we'll miss you.
I'll keep in touch. Braxon, I've written out a deed transfer for the office on Brawl, and it will be up to you if you wish to keep it around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've still got a trophy room to fill out. Just because you're not filling out doesn't mean we don't have to.
Oh, no, I'm sending for those.
Ah.
Those are mine. No, you're not keeping those. Those are mine. He's giving you he's giving you a half smile, like, you know. Gives you a bit of a
But we'll
wink.
get there first.
We have
No, I'm kidding.
We have a couple of Velithid heads, I think, if you're after one of them.
What?
I think I'll get some on my own.
Okay.
I know Lafdul was talking about using those for his finger waggling.
I could part with the regular one if you want.
No,
I don't know what.
No, my friend. I think that I'll be up to my knees in Illithids in not too long. If I have my way about it, at least.
Well, before you say your final goodbyes for us, you have to come and have farewell dinner with us, of course.
Oh, of course. And if you're ever here in Forge Space while I'm still here, or if my work takes me back to Brawl, I'll be sure to stop by again.
We can always inquire about you at the office, I suppose.
Indeed.
And you know where to find us at the asteroid. That's a shame.
And you'll still be here for a few more days.
Mm-hmm. We will.
Yes, speaking of the asteroid, I will be sending someone to pick up my share of the smoke powder.
He's the only one that actually uses it.
Yeah, I hardly use any of it.
So that will leave you with 1 barrel.
How much was there?
I don't remember right now. That is something that he was keeping track of, but you will be down to 1 barrel of it now.
I know he had like 10 barrels of it.
It was quite a few, yeah.
Doesn't matter. We're not going to argue with him.
No.
And, like, if he's willing to take this that he mostly used anyway rather than money as a, parting share, it's not that bad, really. It's not that bad of a trade-off. He is going to think a little bit about a couple items that he's not sure that he needs. I'll be going through some of that. See if there's things that he has that he would, trade off. But most of the things that he has, he's going to be keeping. Obviously.
Yeah.
He will give you the Wand of Negation, because he purchased that for the party rather than for his own use. So let me see if I've got a card for that. Give me a second. Who would take that?
Dave.
What does it do? I forget.
Negate thing.
Well, it specifically negates functions from magical devices and can
Saber wands, rings, items, swords, armors.
It doesn't work on like a cast spell or magical protection that's from a spell, but
It's like a permanent enchantment item thing, I guess.
So
well,
not bad for a fighter.
the main thing that it's good for is like blocking a wand of fireballs from blasting you for a few rounds, kind of thing.
Lafdul, take it.
Hey, can anyone use it?
Yeah, anyone can use it.
How? Yeah.
Otherwise, Figimus wouldn't have had it.
No, I can take it, I guess.
You can always. You can always lend it to someone else if we get in a circumstance where.
Yeah.
I mean, like Higimus
I
said,
was teasing him, but
it was bought for the company.
I've given you the handout, Lafdul. If you guys want to discuss it and it goes to someone else, that's fine too. But it just needs to be on someone. Like someone needs to have it at least to start.
I was just teasing you. I was just teasing you, Lafdul, because of when you were in the way of fireball. Remember?
Yeah, wow. I had Chaos Shield up and I got lucky.
Yes, you'll be luckier with this.
Yeah, I just hope you won't, so you don't fireball me. Therefore, you don't fireball. Can I fit the wand into a pouch? The wands fit in a pouch.
What did I say about the Wand of Wonder?
Oh no, the Wand of Wonder isn't. Oh no, it is. Wait, is it? Oh, I have to check.
Yeah, I would say that they can at an angle. You need to be careful about putting other things in that might break them.
No, I keep them by themselves if they're.
But yeah, you can put
difficult.
Those in. And Braxon, he would give you the Ring of Reaction that he has.
Oh. The Ring of Not Aging.
Copper ring with a smoky quartz stone.
No, my Wand Wonder is not in a pouch. It is in my backpack.
Okay, then it does not fit in a pouch then.
Yeah.
Because they are longer than 1 foot.
Braxon wants that Ring of Reaction is to not get aged by Leva.
I mean, it's up to you whether you want to actually like use it as a or give it to someone else, but that's up to you. And he has 3 scrolls of protection. Actually, no, he has 4 scrolls of protection that he is going to hand to the party, and you guys can choose what. No, actually, he has 3. Sorry. Scroll of protection from illusions. A scroll of protection from electricity. And a scroll of protection from cold.
can you pass that to us afterwards? Or...
Braxon's got a ring of cold resistance, so someone else should have that.
Well, for now, just put them in the party treasure, and you can decide who gets them later.
Yeah.
These are all protection scrolls, not spell scrolls, so... So that's protection from illusions, electricity, and cold.
Since we are passing gifts, Lafdul is going to give him a potion of youth that he has. He has 2 of them, and he's giving one of them to Higimus, and he says, for your young health.
Ah, this, Thank you. In fact, he pops the top and drinks it down right in front of your eyes.
Does he visibly get younger?
And yes, he there's a couple wrinkles on his forehead that fade away from existence.
Can't have you passing away from us too soon.
No, I'm not. If I'm gonna die again, I want to die in glorious battle against these lithids or some other nasty thing.
Braxon's going to say, you lent me something before, and I haven't used it, so I'm going to give it back to you. It's a magical bullet you gave me. It's
Thank you.
Bullet.
I'll certainly make use of it. He puts it in the pouch with some more of his ammo. My friends, I appreciate all the time we've been together. I know you will do me proud as one can be of non-GIF. You do try, small folk, but I know that you'll make me proud in your continued adventures. And I look forward to hearing about it.
Yeah, we won't have anyone to headbutt through walls anymore without you.
I mean, if you try it, I'm sure you could do it, Braxon.
Well, there are a few spells that allow us to imitate that, maybe. I mean, I've seen Levitt turn into a gift before. I'm hoping to learn such a spell one day.
Yeah, but you see, Braxon, he doesn't use his head as much. I mean, the Lafdul. He gives you a big slap on the back there.
I probably go flying. Being the very tiny elf that I am.
Exactly. But the remainder of your time on in Forge Space or on the in port, you reminisce with Higimus. He collects his things from his cabin.
Solas will try to make a similar go-away gift to Higimus as he did for Faradra.
All right, go ahead and roll a proficiency check, please. Okay. You compose a fine poem about Higimus's great deeds, and you see after reading it, there's a tear in his eye, and he clasps your hand a little bit too tightly. It's gonna be hard to write for the rest of the day, night, next day maybe. But he clasps your hand tightly and says, "Thank you, my friend. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm sure that any other GIF who hear it will be as moved as I was. Although it could have used a few more explosions."
That is always true, my friend.
Explosions are always fun.
And Solas, of course, will numb the pain with drinking few pints of med and, of course, offering the rest of the party.
See, this is where, when the priests and wizards should be memorizing their horizons and cantrips, he could have done little fireworks.
Yeah, could have. If only someone had done so.
Some of those things you don't think to take.
Braxon says, I still remember running around with your bomb in my pocket while on fire.
Yeah,
that would have been a big explosion.
That was quite the adventure, yes. You would have made a good explosion. Any GIF would have been proud of seeing it. He kind of nudges you in the ribs. Again, a little too hard. You're gonna be bruised there.
Actually, Finn could provide some fireworks.
Ooh.
You got Druid Craft. Awesome.
What do you got?
Well, first I would be casting Produce Flame,
Mm-hmm.
throwing it into the air, and then casting Pyrotechnics.
Okay. That gets appreciative cheers from the GIF in your crew and from Higamus and Thalgus. And Higamus says, "Didn't know you for very long, but if you had that kind of power up your sleeve, we would have been really good friends." And he shakes your hand as well. And with that, that will wrap up your time on the city name that I'm forgetting. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Consult notes.
Mordremin, yes. Yes. That'll wrap up your time on Mordremin. Your ship has been fully repaired up to 70 hull points. Fully supplied on food and water up to your normal max.
Oh, one thing before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People want to buy pearls and large pearls. We got identifications to do on the way back, no doubt. I'm just saying that the characters.
Another thing also that we need to do before we leave.
Actually, yeah, go ahead and
Yes.
do that in there. I just remembered something that I wanted to ask you as well. So go ahead.
Braxon, we need to replenish our lost crew
That too.
and Dwarven Marines.
Yeah.
I don't think you lost any dwarves, right?
Well, we didn't perhaps lost any dwarves, but we lost gifts, so we should replace them with dwarves.
All the
you
gifts
can-
staying with Higamus.
No, because you've hired them. Some of them, I mean, like some of them might, but you can hire more. There's GIF here that you can hire.
Okay,
Well, we
and
can
we
replace them.
replace the gifts. But we need to replace our lost soldiers and crew members.
All right.
We should get some stronger crew members. We can talk about that post game, but
Yeah. Braxon
Something
was
you
wondering.
might want to consider back on Brawl, just because it's easier to get. Like if you're
Yeah.
getting people out of your home port, it's going to be easier to get people
Yeah. Well,
because they're always going to be assuming that you're coming back there. Like
At-
you're getting
at-
transients here at Mordremin who are probably going to leave when you get to Brawl, kind of thing. So
yeah. At a push, if we're short, we could see if there's anyone with the skills who wants to work passage to Brow.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like since you're not at your home port, some of the crew that you're hiring just want to get to Brawl and they're willing to work the passage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Braxon was wondering if I know we're over, so you're going to have to end soon. Braxon was wondering if the pragmatic order of thought was here.
Not in this city, no.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, that cuts that short.
And the thing that I wanted to ask was, and I completely forgot to do so earlier. Were you going to be looking for a navigator here in the 10 days that you're here?
Yeah, might be worth
We
doing
should.
that.
it's always good to have a backup.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a navigator, not a helmsman.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think that we'll handle that next time.
Okay.
That will also give people an opportunity if they think of anything else that they want to do, last minute purchases or anything like that before you leave. You can do so for next session.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Experience points. That will be 2,000 for everyone. In addition, Lafdul, 100 experience points for your priest, and Solas, 300 experience points for your priest.
Nice.
2,100 for me, for my priest. Yeah.
Well, 1,100 for your priest, 1,000 for your thief.
Yeah. Sorry. Which actually works out to 1,100 both, because it's 10% of 1,000.
Anyone gaining a level?
No.
For a while.
Okay.
No, not yet.
All right, then I want to thank you guys for playing, and thanks everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next week with more adventures in Arcane Space. See you then, everyone.
Thanks for the
us.
game.
Yeah.